Hey, this is James from survivalpunk.com, and today I do not have an unboxing video. Fuck you guys that are tired of those. Although hopefully in the future I'll have more free stuff to open and unbox. Today though, I'm going to do a build video. The DIY survival punk guy is going to build something? Holy fuck, what? Yeah. I'm going to build one of these little alcohol burner stoves. And I'm going to try to build it fast, really fast, and on the fly. And by that I mean, I'm not going to have measurements. You know, like a lot of times you'll see them online, you're like, print out this PDF document of the instructions, and you know how to, I'm just going to try to wing it. Because it's the way I like to do things. I'm going to see how fast I can build one, if it works. At least if it lights. We'll do a video later to see how quick it boils water. The super quick DIY alcohol burner stove. Just with normal stuff. Like, so what you'll need for this build are scissors, a razor blade, or box cutter. They work the best. A thumbtack. You will need some pliers. At least 2 cans. You can be crazy and you can get sanding paper and you can sand off this cool logo from these sugar-free Monster Energy drinks that I consume too much of. We're not going to do that. This one was never sanded. It burns off eventually. So yeah, let's get building, yous guys. Alright, first of all, we need to cut our can. For that, we need to make a quick little jig. A jig, jig, jig. No, not that kind of jig, y'all. So you can get really fancy and you can screw in these razor blades into a block of wood. Just be super quick. We're not even going to do that. We're just going to line it up and then just start turning the can. You don't want to push super hard. You just gotta kind of want to go around and score it in the same place over and over. After you go through a few times, it'll make it so that you can just sort of pop it out. Let's see if we've got it now. Nope. Not at all, actually. Try not to cut your fingers off, kids. Yeah. There, we got one. Drain the pee out of it. Or the Monster Energy drink. So yeah, take your other can, and this really works best if it's unopened, but we don't have an unopened one, so you just put it in the can and you're trying to stretch it out a little bit. Don't go too crazy because then you'll get it stuck and you'll be screwed. This makes one of the next parts a lot easier. And like I said, if it's empty, it works a lot easier. If you've sanded this can down, it works easier. What? And then sometimes you get a rip. We'll just go on anyway and see how this works. Alright. So now we need to do this can. This is guerrilla building, y'all. And some of this is the fact that I'm kind of trying to rush here. So if you take your time and you're not trying to force it in there too hard, then you probably won't have a break. There we go. There we go. Alright, so now at this point we've got two bottoms. We need to make our center part, we need to pop out one of these bottoms, and we should have a hole punch. We don't. We'll use the scissors. And I'll tell you why we should have one momentarily. So I'm not actually gonna cut this like this. I'm using it for scoring purposes now. Well, I guess I was scoring it before too. Alright. So you scored it, you know where you should cut it at. Just go right up it. Doesn't matter, you can cut it. And then go around your line, more or less trying to stay on it. Like I said, when you have like when you print out the files for it, and I'm not even gonna link to them or anything, it gives you this little strip that's like, make sure you cut it this diameter, and then it has where the notches should go. We're punks, we don't need all that, right? So more or less, it fits inside there. Alright, so now what we need to do is just make a few notches in it. Just cut triangles. And just cut triangle notches. If you have a hole punch, like a super cheap school hole punch, single one, yeah, you can just pop them out faster that way. We're punks though, we don't need no hole punches. We got scissors. We'll go one more for the road. Alright. I'm going to cut slots in here. One on the bottom, one on the top. About halfway or so. Lock it in there. That way it stays. Let's see, which one was the one with the rip? Because that's the one that we're calling our bottom. Our bottom. There it is. Alright, actually that's not even, that's too big. So let's measure this, you guys. Alright, that's where it needs to be actually. Once again, cut your half. Well, I certainly won't be setting a speed record here. All fumbly jumbly hands. But you guys will get the point and you'll be able to make your own. Alright, that's it. The slots allow the alcohol, the isopropylene rubbing alcohol in our case. Usually I like to use heat. It'll allow it to get in there into the burn chamber and go. Next, we need to knock this part here out. which is a lot easier than you would think it would be, actually. Let's see. Let's not use that one, actually. Let's use next blade. Alright, so without cutting yourself, you want to poke a hole in the bottom, then take your pliers, and then just sort of rip it out. No need to be fancy smancy here, y'all. It tends to actually, once you get it up along the edge, you can just open it like a can. You can just roll it back, and it goes really well. Unless it doesn't, and it makes me into a liar. So let's hope not. So again, you could score this with a knife, but I've never really had to. Once you get a good piece going, it usually just peels right out. And then if you want, you can, sand it or whatnot. I usually don't do that either. If you do this on your wife's kitchen table, make sure you pick up all these little pieces of scrap metal so you don't get yelled at. This is my table though, so I do what I want. See, we got a good run right there. One good run. And we're already at 10 minutes. Certainly not setting any speed records here. Almost there. You can see it's comes out fairly easy. If you're lucky, and I'm sure you will be, you guys, it comes out usually in just like one piece. Yeah. And like I said, I will probably at some point file this and sand it because that's pretty jagged and we don't need to do that for this video for testing purposes. Now we just need to sort of shove this in here. Basically, you just want to crinkle in the edges. You don't need that extra. Chop off your extra on your can on the inside. Do make sure that the tab slots you made are pointing down. Otherwise, it will not work. Let's see. Alright, you need to go down until your insert comes up to this rim. And if you measured it properly, that should not be a problem. If you winged it like we did, it may be a problem, but I kind of doubt it. I will do this to try to minimize the camera shaking. Alright, yeah, we just want to move it down there a little bit more so it's just right up there. That might be good enough. Yeah. Alright. So next we need to put our burner holes in there. We are going to puncture them on the sidewall? Yes. So we're just going to go right around here and just willy-nilly sort of puncture what's going to be our jet flames. Thumbtacks work really well for this. If you watch some of the tutorials online, there's like specific guidelines to go by for them. Just puncture a few. I mean, I can't even, like, just puncture a bunch of them. Half inch maybe, quarter inch, whatever size you happen to want. If it doesn't work, put in more. If you put in too many somehow, build another one. It's 2 cans. Okay. And then if you watch some videos, they'll tell you to like seal this ring. I've never had a problem with it, so that is our was supposed to be super quick alcohol burner. Fill it up. I like to give it some jiggles, jiggle, 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 to get the alcohol to sort of go on the outside of that ring. Generally 1 ounce is a good amount to use. I did not measure this. Nothing is measured in this video. Measuring is the devil. So, moment of truth, let's see if this works without setting my house on fire. And it is isopropyl alcohol, so it may not work. You guys can see that. No, that is not the finished product. Well, that is not the finished flame, at least. That's, it should start jet burnering out the sides. I'll turn down the lights so you guys can see it better. Alright, usually it takes maybe a minute or so before the alcohol will superheat, start vaporizing, and then you'll get the jets. And then if you had a pot to put on top, that's what I like about that design. Look at them starting to go. Look at them starting to go. It should, and then start going out. Not going out, but coming out of the holes that we made. Or at least some of them. Not exactly the best sealed chamber on there with the top rim there. That is a flame though, and it will probably, it will boil water. I don't have a bottom piece, do I? No. So yeah. DIY to survive, you guys.